The name of this next horse is Hoof Hearted, but listen to the call.
Hoof Hearted on the extreme outside. Colorado Co-Ed, Toast a Dozen on the inside. Quester's Jet, Hoof Hearted on the outside, it's close. Hoof Hearted in the winner's circle.
¡Claro que sí! ¡Ay, ja, ja! ¡Sí, señor!
What is up, pod people? This is another episode of Hoof Hearted. I am Doc, and with me today is the Mexalorian. Mex, what is shaking?
What's poppin'? I thought you were leaving me space to come in.
Yep.
What's going on? What's going on, Doc? What's going on, peoples?
Yeah, well, nothing.
Missed you. Well, I think we've been putting out episodes, right? But
no, we haven't been putting out shit.
We've been putting out shit?
No, we put out the Sasquatch one like a couple weeks ago, and then I still think about that movie sometimes. And also, I gotta tell you, I left my file folder open, and on the file, like I had originally named the file Sasquatch Sex, and so I come home, and my wife is she's all, "What's Sasquatch Sex?" And I started laughing, and I'm like, "Why?" And then apparently my stepson wanted to know what Sasquatch Sex was.
Shit.
Because he sees the file folder and it's like, what the fuck is this? And he's like 12 years old, so you know he knows better not to click on anything that says Sasquatch Sex. I'm like, yeah, it was just a podcast, dude. We had an episode where we talked about that, and then he's like, oh, okay, all right. He's like, I figured that's what it was. I'm like, all right, cool. Good for you.
I gotta bring it up. Why you gotta bring it up to the mom then? Shit.
Doesn't matter.
Get him in trouble. Get your dad in trouble or stepdad.
Yeah.
You said stepson?
Yeah, it was my stepson. Yeah. So it was funny, but anyways, yeah, no, we released that episode, and then you were sick, and and then shit happened with me. I don't know what happened with me, but it's just like I've just been exhausted from work, and then you've been sick, so I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother with anything. We release them. We release them when we release them. So
yeah,
hell yeah. I mean, this ain't a job. This is a hobby. But hey, dude, I found out somebody on Apple, because I was like, you know what? Nobody's listening to us on Apple. And then I finally checked it, and I guess somebody is listening to us on Apple. I think there's one person or a couple people, and they're in Sacramento. So shout out to you, whoever you are in Sacramento, and however you found the show. I appreciate you. And they're not just like listening for like 2 minutes. They're actually listening to the show. So I appreciate you. And anybody else who is listening to the show, we appreciate that. Don't know how you found us. I know half of you are probably friends of ours. But if you don't know who we are and you actually listen to the show and you enjoy it, thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, much love.
That's dope. Yeah, appreciate.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, one of these days maybe we'll actually get bigger and, you know, reach more people. But for now, I mean, we'll just keep doing it and doing it for fun. And I mean, there's so many podcasts.
We'll
out
become
there.
growers soon. We'll become growers.
Weed? We're doing weed? We growing weed?
Well, or that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good with that too.
I figure stoners would love the show.
Maybe.
Oh,
I could go ahead and take a hit. But well, you want to get into the topic today?
Yeah, let's get into the topic today. Today the topic is comedy. We're talking comedy. We're talking comedians today. We're going to talk about comedians that we grew up watching or liked, or whatever. We're talking comedy. So, me, I grew up watching comedy, man. There was a TV show. It was called Evening at the Improv. And so this is back in the 80s, and they would have the Improv is a comedy nightclub. And, stand-up comedians would come on, and they actually would video or, record that, and you got to see, I think it was on A&E, I think Arts and Entertainment was the cable channel. And me and my mom, we used to sit there and we would watch these stand-up comedians all the time. So that's how I started watching stand-up comedy. And I remember a few of them. One of the guys that I liked was Brian Regan. I don't know if you know who Brian Regan is. But
no, I don't.
Yeah, he's a clean comic. So he works clean, meaning that he doesn't talk about doesn't tell dirty jokes. He doesn't swear. It's not like that's who he is in real life. It's just that that's how he does his act. And he's pretty funny. He's pretty funny. I actually saw him. I saw him here at the Fox years ago, and he's funny as fuck, dude. And have you actually seen any stand-up shows live?
I've seen. I can't think right now, but I've seen George Lopez.
Okay.
Carlos Mencia.
Really?
Back before he got outed.
Okay.
And then George Lopez. Most of his shit was in Spanish, so I didn't really understand it. So I don't know if I really want to count that. But I've seen Jeff Dunham.
You saw Dunham?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you like that
I
one?
think that's it.
How'd you like Jeff
Dunham? He was one of my favorites actually when I
Really?
was younger. I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
I like the characters more so than just, him.
Yeah.
But after a few of his specials, it got kind of old.
Yeah. I've never been a huge fan of ventriloquists. Like, I like some of them, but I think it's very just in spurts. I don't think I could go see a whole show.
Yeah.
I just feel
it
like
was pretty cool too because he had his opening act was a guitarist, comedian.
Okay.
And it was actually the the band Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
It was the lead guitarist, I think, his dad.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's just
That's cool.
that's pretty interesting. He's really good guitarist, and he was able to incorporate that into actually making jokes and shit. So that was cool.
That's cool. I do like musical comedians. I haven't seen any, but the only comedians I saw Brian Regan. I've seen some like a local kind of, not local, but small comedians. They weren't big. And then I did see this dude named I think his name is Darren Carter, and he kind of he's from Fresno. He came down here. He was pretty cool. And then I did see Jerry Seinfeld when he came to town.
Nice.
And he was amazing. Like, to see it was like watching a master class, like watching a master at his job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Awesome.
Hold on a second. I'm in the closet, of course, recording, and it's hot in here, so
for sure. We gotta get you out
I
of
need
there.
to take my hat off, and I'm butt naked now, so I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't need to get you out of there.
Yeah, no. So I saw Seinfeld here in Bakersfield, and yeah, it was just amazing to see him do setup, punchline, wait for laugh, setup, punchline, wait for laugh. And in the way he would time the next setup it was like the timing on the laughs, like the laughs were just coming down and almost ending, and then that's when he started the setup again for the next joke. So to like really like paying attention to how the flow was, dude, we were just laughing like all the time. Everyone was laughing all the time. And then there was a couple of jokes he had that were, you know, that got big applause breaks. And I don't know, it was just amazing. As a fan of comedy, to watch him live, it was amazing. It was like to me, it would be like watching, you know, if you were watching Michelangelo do his job while he was painting or whatever, and you're just standing there watching him, like, you know, of course. Then
I mean, he'd be a crazy turtle to watch defeat like ninjas.
Yeah.
And shit. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but I don't know how popular it was, but I mean, seriously, dude, it was just like it was watching a surgeon perform
None of the
surgery.
painters were really popular, so I mean,
Yeah,
until they're passed, so that's the shitty
Yeah.
thing. But of course, like people that were, you know, kind of wanting to be artists themselves and shit, like they're princesses or something, they, you know, watch in awe,
Yeah.
just like that. So yeah, I get you.
yeah. Or I mean, to
that's
me, it was
awesome.
like watching
I really did
Elvis.
that.
You know, you're watching one of the
but
greatest
watching in his prime or at the end.
in his prime. Yeah. Even though watching Seinfeld I wouldn't say he was in his prime when he came here. But I mean, he
That's
had
what I'm
already,
saying, because if you're what, because I mean, is Seinfeld? No, because Seinfeld's still around, right?
yeah, he's still around. It's just he doesn't. I think he still does stand up.
But I was confusing him with Bob Saget for a second.
Yeah, no, Saget has
But
passed.
so like seeing him like nowish would kind of be like seeing Elvis when he was about to pass, I would say.
Maybe.
You know, I'm not saying that, and I hope Jerry doesn't like anytime soon. I don't want to put that out there or anything like that.
Yeah.
We need more like funny people
Yeah.
around, especially ones that don't fucking say sorry. Because like, I think he was the one that came out and said, because someone from the show is getting slack right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think he was the one that was like, "No, I'm not gonna. If I do another show, he's coming back. I don't know what you're talking about, motherfuckers. Like,
Yeah.
get out of here." So because I forget exactly what he did, but if it's shit in the past, like people need to keep shit in the past. Like it's so stupid.
Yeah. I think that comedians are like, I don't know, I feel like they're philosophers. I feel like they are I don't know. It just, to me, I feel like comedians are important. And I think that comedians should also be able to talk about whatever they want to talk about, because we should be able to laugh at the bad shit that happens.
Yeah, but that and in saying that, I don't really, not that I disagree, because especially I don't disagree with a lot of what comedians think right now.
Yeah.
But just like any celebrity, I don't really think anyone should put their political, you know, ideologies and shit like that out there.
Yeah.
But
I know.
you should be able to talk about it in the context of making fun of them. Anyone should be able to make fun of Trump or Biden or any president from the past or future.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
A lot of
there should also be limits, because there's been that stupid ass bitch. What's her name?
Who? Kathy Griffin?
Yeah,
Kathy Griffin,
that did the thing with Trump's head, and it's just like that's borderline threat. That's pretty fucked up. You shouldn't be able to do that.
I just think that, I mean, you know, she's not funny anyways. So, and I think most people would agree that she's not funny, but she was at a certain point in time. But then
she was a comedian. Annoying. I thought she was a singer.
No, you're probably thinking of Bette Midler. No, Kathy Griffin is a comedian. She's a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
You know, but it means people change, you know, and I think that maybe she changed and
oh yeah, I'm sure. Trust me, I'm the forefront of being like, oh, people change, give them a fucking chance.
Yeah.
Like, because everyone that I've ever talked to, and not saying like I've tried to talk to people like speaking good on Trump, anyone that I talk to about any like thing about Trump, first thing they say is he's racist. He's always been racist when I was younger. It's just like, well, you don't expect him to change ever? Like,
yeah.
Like, the people that say that, they're like 50 at least. So it's just like if that was 20 years ago, you don't think anyone could change in that time?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But what I'm referring to though is I'm referring to like styles, like comedy styles change and opinions change. So I mean, you know, when she was,
I thought you meant her opinion.
no, but like, well, and that's
or-
actually what I'm saying though, is like in early on, I'm sure that, you know, as a comedian, she was different. And then she gets older and now she's just like pissed off at the world. And now she's
Yeah.
like, you know, getting political, which I always hated that. I hated
Yeah.
when comedians would never be political. And then all of a sudden they start talking politics. Like, I don't need to hear your politics, dude. Like, I don't need to
Yeah.
hear it, you know? So, I mean, if you built your career on politics, yeah, then go for it. Like Jon Stewart, you know, he was always a political comedian, not overly political. He did get that way because after his show, you know, he was way more political, but you know, he'd throw in politics and stuff early on. So he's not any different, but, you know, I mean, that it happens, you know, comedians change over time.
Yeah.
I mean, we
everyone
all
can.
change over time.
And everyone should. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you one person who changed a lot. And this was one of the comedians that I remember watching on Night at the Improv, was Howie Mandel. And Howie Mandel, he used to be this like really off the wall. He was goofy. He was hyper as fuck. I mean, just all over the place. And I used to love him because of how hyper he was. I liked the comedians that were all over the place. They were funny to me. It was almost like slapstick. You know, I'm not going to get the jokes. So them being goofy and whatever, it's just like Robin Williams. Robin Williams I liked because he was all over the place doing all these crazy voices, this and that. So, but Howie Mandel, like after he stepped away from stand-up for a long time, and then you didn't really hear about him. And then, you know, he started doing like Deal or No Deal, and totally different than what he used to be. He's way more chill, you know, and so, I mean, you know, it happens.
Because I knew him from Deal or No Deal, so I
Mhm.
didn't know he was really a comedian like that.
Yeah, he was a stand-up comedian. I don't know when he started, but he was a stand-up comedian probably the 70s and then 80s. And then he had a character that he would end up saying, like Bobby. He would talk like a little kid. And he ended up having his own cartoon called Bobby's World. And so back in the 90s, I believe it was the 90s, could have been the late 80s, but he had a cartoon called Bobby's World. And he did the voice, and I think he wrote some stuff, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of people might remember him from more than the comedy. And then he was in a couple of movies back in the 80s, nothing big. And then he ended up doing Deal or No Deal, and then blew up again. And he started doing other game shows like America's Got Talent. And now he's got a podcast like every other motherfucker. You know, so that's why we can't compete, because every comedian has a
Because we need
podcast.
to get out of our fucking space, man.
Yeah, every comedian has a podcast. So, you know, people who aren't funny like us.
At least
we have
some
to-
of them are. Some of them are decent.
Some of them are, yeah. Yeah. So, what are some comedians that you remember, like, growing up?
Like, fuck. I remember for one, Ralphie May.
Okay,
He
yeah.
was funny as shit. But sadly he passed away.
Yeah.
Obviously, but damn, like he was funny. There was Gabriel Iglesias, another big dude.
Yeah. Fluffy. I'm
shit.
jealous, man, because Fluffy's got the best, because I love the Volkswagen buses, and he's got so many fucking Volkswagen buses, and I'm super jealous. Like, his collection is amazing. I would love to meet him just so I could go see his collection, man. It's amazing. Yeah. But yeah, no, he's funny. His first stand-up special that he recorded was here in Bakersfield. So
Really?
yeah, and actually,
Oh yeah, the one with the like palm trees and shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
he
that's
did
right.
he did it at the
Forgot about
Fox.
that.
Yeah, he did it at the Fox. And I mean, really, like, I mean, that's how he kind of blew up, was, you know, people here in Bakersfield. So I think
Yeah.
most people most people are probably not gonna like Bakersfield. Like, I just saw Hot Ones with Shane. And
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Fuck, man, I keep seeing that clip, and it's like, of course, fuck you guys. You
yeah.
can't have anything nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean,
Fuck,
I
dude.
mean, it was probably the same thing for Bert
And
Kreischer when he came here. You know, like, you get that. I mean, that's the kind of crowd, right? Like, those are the kind of people that you're
yeah,
pulling. You're pulling like
yeah,
the young, drunk
but
frat guys, or the guys that
you
worked out
gotta
an
know
oil
when you're
rig. You know?
going into a show that there's multiple people. You don't just call for the headliner right away. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
And for it to like put it out, like, I guess Shane, you said you watched it. You want to say it?
Yeah, I'll say.
Shane
Yeah. So
has.
he was
Yeah.
on Hot Ones. If anybody doesn't know what Hot Ones is, it's basically a talk show where the host and the guest, they eat a hot wing, and it progressively gets hotter and hotter as it goes. And then the host asks a question, and the guest eats hot wings and then answers the question. So a question was asked. I don't remember what the question was, but Shane basically said, and we're talking about Shane Gillis. If anybody doesn't know who he is, Google it. And he said something about the town that we live in, Bakersfield. And he was saying that, like, it was one of his worst shows, or the audience he had a hard time with, because it was just a bunch of drunk people, a bunch of drunk dudes, and they were yelling for Shane to come on stage before the opener like even started, like, you know, and they were giving the opener some shit, and it's like, dude. But I mean, that's the thing, like, Shane is kind of a frat kind of dude, and that's the kind of crowd he grabs. So, you know, a bunch of dudes working in the oil fields, they finally get a chance to go out and whatever, and they're drunk as fuck before the show even starts. So yeah,
Idiot.
I get it. Yeah, that's kind of the town that we're in, you know?
Yeah, but there is because you said something about, I think, storming off, right? George Lopez is an older comedian that I said that I've seen, right? That I
Yeah.
probably remember.
Is this the story you were going to tell me earlier?
Yeah, since we're on Bakersfield being shitheads.
Okay.
I guess like 15 or 20 minutes into his set, people were heckling him.
Here
he
in
dipped out.
Bakersfield?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he just walked off stage after some people were talking shit to him.
Yeah.
And now the 'cause I don't even know where, I forgot where it's at, but the place gave out refunds
Uh-huh.
and are now like giving a free show to it's the Eagle Mountain Casino, but they're now giving like a free show of someone else.
Oh, okay. Wait, so it happened at
kinda fix
Eagle
that.
Mountain?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's in Porterville, but that's still pretty fucking close to Bakersfield.
Oh, well, still, the people were saying Bakersfield. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's Porterville, which
But
is about
when you say Porterville on any article, everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?"
yeah. So yeah,
They just threw Bakersfield on there.
yeah, because we're the biggest town close to Porterville. Porterville is
Yeah.
about 45 minutes north of here, on the way to Fresno. So if you're going from Bakersfield
Not
to
even?
Fresno,
Is it 45?
yeah, it's about 45. About maybe on the 99 it would be like 30 minutes, but yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's past Delano. But yeah, it's up there. Anyways, yeah, so that's Porterville, and they have the Indian casino, and they got shows there now and stuff. So I think they always did, but anyways, yeah, okay, all right then. But see, the thing is I don't blame him. He is a well-known comedian. He's established, like, he is a professional. He's been doing it for a long time. And if the audience is going to give him shit, then I don't blame him for leaving. But also, that being said, if his jokes were terrible and they were worthy of him being heckled, then that's what he gets, man. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he gets.
Well, I feel like
So,
more than likely, if it's not over like jokes, it's over his like opinions and shit. Because a lot of what I know is like George Lopez talks a lot, and then it's about shit he doesn't care about. Like if you're gonna, especially a lot on the political landscape again, if you're gonna preach a lot about a lot, put your money where your mouth is. And so I feel like it was probably people saying shit like that.
yeah.
So that's where he dipped out.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Again, though,
I haven't cared about his jokes in a while.
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
Well, again, that's why I'm saying, like, if you are known as a political comedian, then do that, right? But if you're George Lopez and you're not known for politics, then don't talk about it, right? Like when he had his talk show, yeah, if you want to talk about it, go ahead. In the monologue, whatever. That's all part of it, right? But, you know, it's hard to be like, you know, right now or later. Like it's hard to do that and then go to like Trump sucks, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's just But I don't know. What are some other old comedians that you like?
I mean, old for me is still like, you know, I would say like Louis C.K.
Yeah.
I liked Kevin Hart, but I've never really cared to watch him too much. If he's on, I'd throw it on. How like, cause with all the Netflix and shit, I don't really watch too many comedy specials. I should. Bill Burr was always fucking good.
Bill Burr is amazing.
And his fucking the anything he gets angry about is just like, fuck, dude. That's I love to see it.
Yeah.
I know it's probably nicher crowd, but have you ever listened to Joe Coy?
Joe Coy? Yeah. Yeah, I know Joe Coy.
It's pretty fucking funny.
Joseph.
Pretty funny.
Joseph. Like when he's talking about his mom.
Yeah.
Joseph. Yeah.
But besides that, and I know I've talked shit about the podcast, but they're just idiots. The Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino.
Yeah.
He's an older comedian, Bobby Lee, and he's never put out a fucking special, right? It's hard to find his actual shit.
I don't think he has. Because he was more of a he would act. He would act more like, you know. I mean,
but he did sets.
Oh yeah, he does stand up,
and that's how he started.
Mm-hmm.
So
but early on, he started doing sketch comedy. He was in Mad TV, and then from that point on, he was kind of like, you know, one of those comedic actors. You know, he would get some little bit.
He would just fly in like a comedy spot to do something.
Yeah.
But now since him and Andrew are doing the podcast, I think they've done a tour.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, put something out. I'd actually like to see his shit.
Yeah.
But besides that, like I do kind of find them stupid now.
Do you really?
It's just annoying because they always just ramble. I mean, it's us, but it's about stupider shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And then I just want to say the last time I saw they've been getting, or probably not anymore because I think that was last year, but they got this one guest where she's just like, I think she was one of the OF girls, you know. So that just got popular off of, you know, OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So at one point, like they were talking, and she was like, "Can I just leave?" And they were like, "Do you really just want to fucking go?" Like, yeah, go. Like, I'm just like, fuck. Like, why are you guys scraping like
bottom of
the barrel? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So, but that's not the main reason that I don't, you know, go back and listen to them. It's the talks. It's kind of the stupid stuff that I try to avoid because, not that my life's negative, but I don't it'll just put me in like an angry mindset.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is,
Well,
But
let's.
what about you? What were your old favorite
Old
comedians,
favorites.
man?
I
Like,
mean, unfortunately, Bill Cosby, and it was one of them. I mean,
Really?
you gotta end up separating the artist from the art. A lot of times, we
well,
grew
it
up.
depends on the art. What art form are you talking?
True. Yeah. True. Like, if they're doing some terrible things, yeah. But I grew up listening to him. My parents had records, so we would sit there and we would listen to that. And Bill Cosby himself, that special was an amazing special. Funny as hell. Whole family was laughing. I mean, that's one of the things that I liked about certain comedians. Like, the clean ones, my whole family can sit and watch. So, I never really liked Eddie Murphy. I understand why he was popular, but I mean, I'm a suburban white dude, a suburban white kid, and I'm not watching a lot of that stuff. My parents wouldn't let me. So, I understand like why people liked Richard Pryor, George Carlin. I get it now as an old man. I understand what George Carlin was saying, and he's funny, but scary accurate in a lot of the things that he said, and it's really fucking sad. But yeah, I mean, he was a smart dude, and I do appreciate him now. I still am not like a huge fan of him, but I do know people who were, and I get it. I just grew up. I liked Howie Mandel. I liked Brian Regan. I liked Bill Cosby.
Saying that too many times.
The comedian, not the person. Remember that. Separate. I'm trying to think of some other comedians. I really can't think of any other ones right now off the top of my head. As I got older, a teenager, Seinfeld, I liked watching the show. And then I didn't watch a lot of stand-up, and then all of a sudden stand-up started being a big deal again. And I didn't like Dane Cook, but he had some jokes that I thought were hilarious. I'm getting a phone call. All right, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you can hear me. Okay, cool. Yeah, I liked some of Dane Cook's jokes.
I forgot about Dane Cook. Dane Cook was cool.
Yeah, I get why people don't like him.
Yeah.
I like Louis C.K. Don't like what he
Did you
did.
hear about his brother situation? Sorry.
Who?
Dane Cook.
Dane Cook? No, I don't know what.
Yeah, apparently his brother like stole $1 million or something
From him?
while he was on like the high of his career.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it
And
at all.
then they pretty much like fucked each other in court.
Yeah.
But what were you about to say about Louis C.K.?
Louis C.K. I like him. I don't like what he did. Again, separate the artist from the art.
Consensual?
What?
Isn't it consensual?
No. He was using his power to manipulate women into awkward situations. I don't know the full story. But I mean, and he's I mean, the thing is he came out like very quickly after all that stuff came to light, and he apologized, and he's been raked through the coals to whatever. And, I mean, that was something that he had done in his past.
Here's my thing about the power.
What?
It's like, here's my thing about the power. Because as soon as they, like, whoever said it came out, it could have been done, like, way faster. So people say, like, these people in power have the power, but they're giving them the power.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta, dude, you gotta understand though, man. Like sometimes there's guilt, there's just terrible. You feel terrible, and you can't always say exactly what happened. And then eventually somebody, ends up saying something that gives you the courage to go ahead and do it and finally speak up for yourself. And Louis realized that what he did was wrong, and apologized. And you know, I mean, you can't compare him to other comedians like you know, Bill Cosby, because what Bill Cosby did was fucking awful. And he took it way further than what Louis did, at least according to the stories that were put out. But the thing is I think
that's
I was just gonna say, like, these people, these celebrities that do awful things, and then if they apologize and they pay for, it's just like any criminal, if they pay for what they've done by serving time in jail or paying a penalty or whatever, and they're trying to better themselves, like, let's get behind them and actually help them better themselves instead of keep holding them down, you know. So I think that Louis C.K. is finally starting to get his career back on track. You know, so
That's
I mean,
good.
yeah, and that's good. But yeah, like, and then like leading up from, I don't know, like who are some more like modern comedians that you did? Because I think we probably like the same ones.
I was mainly thinking like Mark Norman,
yeah.
Shane Gillis.
Yeah, I like him too.
I do, because actually, now I'm thinking about it, because of course I've talked about Kill Tony,
Yeah.
but Tony Hinchcliffe had a special on Netflix, I think, before he got canceled.
Oh,
And
really?
it got taken off. Dude, it was some hard hitting shit.
Yeah.
It was good.
Was
It
it?
was really good. Yeah, I don't remember it being like. I only remember it being really good because I was like, "Fuck, I want to watch that shit again." Where is it? I was on Netflix and I was trying to find it, and then I look up and it's because he got canceled.
That sucks. Yeah, I want to check it out. I'll have to probably find it on YouTube or Rumble or some shit.
So no, that shit was good. Fuck, what's that other dude? The little cokehead's name?
For what?
John Mulaney. You were supposed to get that.
Oh,
It's all good.
yeah.
It's
No,
all
I
good.
like John Mulaney. I think he's a funny
I
comedian,
like him
dude.
too. No, he's really fucking funny. He
Yeah.
really
I forgot he did a bunch of coke.
as much as it as much as addictions suck, I wouldn't have seen that from him.
Well, dude, honestly, man, like so many comedians have done so many hard drugs.
No,
like
100%.
It's a hard life, man. A hard life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I know.
but I like John
I'm just
Mulaney.
saying,
Yeah,
like, out of him, like, because he always looked so little preppy little dude, and I was just like, damn, he looks he doesn't look like he'd do shit, but
he has a bit.
He does. Yeah.
Dude, he has a bit. If you haven't heard it, it's called a Salt and Pepper Diner. You need to look it up on YouTube. It is one of the funniest fucking bits I've ever heard. And it's it's something that happened to him when he was a kid. And it's so fucking funny. You gotta check it out. We don't have time for it, but you gotta check it out.
For sure.
I like Tom Segura as a comedian.
Yeah, Tom Segura was good. I liked him.
I still think he's funny.
First special was mainly.
Yeah. The last one wasn't as good, no. But yeah, I love his delivery, dude. His delivery is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill Burr's still doing it, and I think he's fantastic. He's funny as hell. His stand-up is great.
Good.
Yeah.
Probably was we said Bert's probably one of the better ones for me.
Yeah. I don't like his stand-up is okay.
I like their energies.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then I mean, well, because I think I said it before, but Shane has those eyes where it's just like, damn,
yeah,
he can't do no wrong. But then he says some fucked up shit, and it just makes me laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
The show he's in. We'll talk about that later.
One guy that that you didn't mention, I think he is so funny. And when you see interviews of like other comedians, they'll talk about him. Nate Bargatze, he is so funny. He's a clean comedian. His dad was a magician and a clown, and he's just the way he delivers stuff. He's so funny. You can watch his he's got some specials. I don't know what they're on.
Yeah, I think I've seen them. He is pretty funny.
Yeah. when he did SNL and he was George Washington, it just had me. I was dying laughing. It was so funny.
Or have you? Because you remember the show? What was it The League?
Yeah, The League. Yeah.
There was the one guy, Taco's brother. I forget his fucking real name. It escapes me right now. He had a because that's who I thought you were talking about.
Oh yeah.
But he had a comedy special. It was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, he got in a little bit of trouble actually. I think because
Really?
he
Oh
claimed,
yeah, Steven Randanazzi.
yeah, he was claiming that he was
ZZ.
there at Ground Zero during 9/11 or something. And then
really?
and then he wasn't there, and he was just doing it to get clout, so he kind of had to like apologize and stuff. So he took a little hit
Yeah.
for that, but again, you screw up, you apologize, pay your dues, and move on. So,
Yeah.
but I was gonna ask you though, like, do you have like a favorite comedian all time, like one that just makes you laugh no matter what?
Oh damn, that's rough. That's rough. I want to put it to maybe because right now, Mark or Shane,
Yeah,
Mark Norman or Shane Gillis,
Yeah.
they're the only ones that I feel like in the most serious setting, they say one thing and I'll laugh.
yeah,
But anyone else, if it's like dead serious, like they could be calm. But the moment those two guys has something come out their mouth, it's
hmm
gonna have me dying. So it's gotta be one of those two. But
yeah,
that would always change too. When I was younger, it would have been like Jeff Dunham.
yeah. True.
So it would always change. But right now, I'd say Shane or Mark.
Yeah.
That
You there? Oh, I lost you there for a second.
It want to be what?
I lost you there for a second.
Oh my bad. I was just saying that the clip you showed me earlier, it still has me going for Mark. It's funny.
Yeah, Mark is
Um,
hilarious.
but what would your favorite be? You want to be Bill, right?
No. As a comedian, he was outstanding. But no, my favorite all-time comedian made me laugh when I first heard him, and then still makes me laugh now, is Mitch Hedberg. If anybody
that?
if anybody hasn't heard Mitch Hedberg, like, they should definitely look him up. One guy who does make me laugh, and he is so fucked up, but he still does make me laugh, is Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah.
He's somebody I feel like he had a lot of push. They were pushing him on Comedy Central. He was good. Oh, and also Dave Chappelle is a fucking master at his job, and I still think he's funny as fuck. Not as funny as he used to be. I liked him when he was a little more goofy, but now that he's getting older and he's more serious, I still like Dave Chappelle. But I do like Anthony Jeselnik. But yeah, Mitch Hedberg. Mitch Hedberg is my favorite all time, and I know you don't know who he is, so I'm just gonna.
Actually, I just looked him up, but I've seen his clips before. He is fucking funny.
Have you? Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Dude died way too young. Like, I mean, he could have been. He could have been huge too, but I mean, it just happens. It happens, but I think that we should wrap it up here, but I did want to do one more thing. I wanted to say one more thing. Which comedian do you think is the best actor, or is there a comedian that you wish you would see as an actor? Like, you would like to see them in more TV shows or more movies?
If we see, because with Tires, dude, if we see Shane in some different roles, like a retail worker, or
Mhm.
because I was watching some of his clips in I think Gillis and something else.
Yeah,
a
sketch
show or
sketch
something
ones
like
that he does. Yeah.
Yes, show.
Yeah.
Those are fucking funny too.
Yeah.
Like the airplane one where everyone's going down, so they're all calling their loved ones, and he's like, "Yeah, is this the auto store? Yeah, I'm gonna come down and beat your ass. Fuck you, guy." That is so fucking funny, man. Like, oh my god. But yeah, if I see him in some more shit, I think he'd probably be the better. Because if I see Bert Kreischer in something, it's just like that's just Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
Like I can't really see him or Tom Segura as characters.
Characters, yeah.
They are in themselves their own character. Like I really can't. But Shane, he's Shane, but at the same time, like he could be your fucking uncle that works at the auto store. You wouldn't like it would be none the less of you. Like you would still walk in there and be like, "Hey Shane, how's it going?" And then fuck, like the shit he would say would be like either pissing you off or you'd walk out and be like, "That motherfucker really just say that shit to me?"
Yeah.
And so it's just like that's the type of guy you could put in a real life and he would still thrive, and it's funny. I because he's almost very special needs, and it sucks to say that.
Yeah.
But whenever I see because there's this guy at a gas station that I like to go to, and I feel like it's mainly him. Any interaction, he helped me out the cash register one day. And as I'm walking out, he turns to his boss. He's like, "See, I made a friend." And I was just like, "Fucking love that guy."
Yeah.
And that's Shane. That's Shane. I feel like as a comedian. So it's just like, or like as a regular person. But yeah, so I just feel like that'd be Shane in real life. But at the same time, he has no filter, so he just talks shit to you if you make him. So him for sure. That was a long ass answer, and I apologize.
No, that's all right. Yeah,
I think with the show, that really has me set on like I want more from Shane. He's funny.
Yeah, for me, the person I want to see act more is Nate Bargatze. I think him, like, just the way that he delivers his lines and the way he delivers his jokes just cracks me up. And I would love to see a TV show or a series with him being like either a dad or I had an idea. I thought it would be great if, and I think they've done this before with somebody else, but him just trying to be like an extra or an actor. Like the show could be all about him just trying to be, become an actor. It's just the way he delivers stuff, dude. He cracks me up all the time. It's so dry. It's so, it's just great. I fucking love it. So I would like to see him more. I do agree with you though with Shane. Like I think that Shane would be great in more stuff. It's hilarious whenever he's Donald Trump. Did you see the one where he was like on a dating quick
yes
date? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was so
my god.
Funny. Yeah.
Dude,
yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this up. And people, just want to say that whatever comedians we ended up mentioning, you should check them out. There's a lot of good comedians out there. And if you have a favorite comedian, let us know on Instagram, Hoof Hearted Podcast, or you could contact me, Doc Farted, on Instagram, Hoof Hearted Podcast on Instagram. Yeah. And the _Mexalorian on Instagram. Later, guys.
What's up?